This is a video tutorial on how to calibrate the FLS machines. First thing you're going to do is turn on the server, which is right here, by pushing the button right here, and it'll turn on. The next step, which is very important as well, is that you have the power supply on, which is this black box underneath the server. There's a switch that says KBLK. You flick that up, and the power LED will come on. It's important that this is on because this is what supplies the power to all the cameras, all of the FLS boxes, and so on. The next step is to calibrate the whole system. Here, okay. Okay. Let me put this in front, actually. Yeah. Is that better right there? Yeah. All right. So the first step is, as you can see on the screen right now, this is actually the METI screen. So the first thing we need to do is switch this screen so we can actually view the FLS server. In the future, we hope to switch this screen on and there'll be a dedicated screen, but for now there's not. So you click this button right here on the left. Yeah, perfect. Until the screen in the middle says, show up here, until it says analog, I'm sorry, not auto detect, until it says, keep clicking it until it says analog input. And then the screen will come on. This is the FLS server screen. So from here we're just going to log in. We're going to log in using the keyboard that says Alienware. And I'm going to use the mouse ball as a mouse. It's going to look like I'm touching the screen, but I'm actually not. I'm using the mouse ball to control the screen, the pointer. Alright, the password is simlab1. So I'm going to enter that, hit enter, and the screen is, we're going to log in. Okay, there's 3 steps to calibrating the FLS systems. The first step, as you see here on the screen, step 1. Okay, I'm getting close. That's fine. Step 1, we're going to double click that, and it's going to bring up the display properties. It's really important that it looks exactly how it is right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all in portrait mode. Portrait orientation. If they're not, you need to change them. We got lucky this time and we started the machine up and they're all proper. Sometimes they're not though. Sometimes it may look like this, for example. Or it may look even worse. But the point is that we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5 all being in landscape, I'm sorry, portrait orientation. So to do that, if you have some that are in the wrong orientation, you just click on it, choose orientation, and choose portrait. And you'll see it flips to portrait. We need to flip this one as well, so we're going to click there, and portrait. Now all we need to do is drag these around and align them where they need to be. So 2, 3, as you say, I just dragged it. We have 2, 3, 4, 5. You can put these up and down like so. Try to align all of the bottoms all in the same kind of in alignment. Okay. After that's done, you just hit OK. And the FLS screens will go off, they'll flick on, everything will flick. But when they come back on, they actually should be in the proper orientation. The next step is the tricky part. Step 2. We're going to double click on this and it's going to bring up the UPDD console. Unfortunately, when you start up the FLS server, it recognizes it can't keep track of which touch screen goes to which device. And so the point is we need to calibrate each device every time. You can see the devices when you drop this arrow down. You'll see all the devices here. The trick is, hold on, just zoom away for a second. These are already calibrated. Go ahead and shine on the FLS. So I'm just going to change the calibration real quick so we're able to. I can show you what to do if they're not right. Okay. All right. So the first thing we do is drop down this arrow, and we choose the first device in the list. It doesn't matter what it says. Right now it says SJT. It doesn't matter what it says. Just choose the first one in the list. Then you'll see the idea that now is it's a two-step process. First thing is we need to figure out which device that is. And then the second step is figure out is to place the right display on that, and I'll show you that right now. The first step, we're going to press calibrate. Oh, sorry, it's also very important, this is really important, that you turn this knob and turn the speaker bar on. It'll help you calibrate them because you'll be able to audibly hear when you get it right. Alright, so I'm going to click on calibrate. And when I click calibrate, it's going to open up each touchscreen to be calibrated. We need to figure out which one it's trying to calibrate. So I'm going to press calibrate. And then I'm just going to walk to each one and click on the screen, waiting to hear a click. Okay, we didn't hear one, so I'm going to press escape on the computer, and we're going to try again. I'm going to click on each screen. There, I heard a click. So now I know it's this touch screen that we're calibrating right now. The important thing here now is that we know that which device we're calibrating. We're calibrating this one right here because I heard it click when I touched it. So the next step is we need to make sure that the output of the monitor is the right monitor is going to that device. So what I'm going to do is drop this down where it says handling monitor 1. It's always going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to start with 2. Drop this down and hit monitor 2. Press OK. And now I'm going to press calibrate. Hopefully, show it here, Kevin. We get a calibration screen on the device. It's not. It's actually on the one over there, which is wrong. You can see the calibration screen on that device there, which is wrong because we know that we're supposed to be calibrating this one right here because when I touched it, this is the one that made the noise. So the next step is I'm going to drop this down here and choose monitor 3. Again, we don't know which one it is. It's either 2, 3, 4, or 5, so it's just a process of elimination. So we're going to choose monitor 3, hit OK, and press calibrate. And as you can see, we got it this time. The calibration screen is on the device we're trying to calibrate, so we're just going to click the crosshairs and press confirm. So that one's now done. So the next step is to drop down this arrow, pick the second device in the list, and again, now we have to figure out which one that is, which device is SJT2. So we're going to press calibrate, walk to each one, press on it, wait to hear a click. We know it's not this one here to my right because this is the one that we just calibrated. Again, this is a whole process of elimination. We know it's not this one, so I'm going to walk to all of the other ones and hope for a click. So I'm going to press calibrate, and I'm going to go. And I'm just touching on the top left of the screen. You heard it click. So now we know it's this one right here because when I touched on the screen on the top left, where normally that crosshair would be, we heard the machine click. So we know it's that device. So now what we need to do is make sure that we get the proper monitor handling on that device. So kind of make sure that we're here and there, Kevin, so you can see both. Okay. So I'm going to drop this down. We knew it wasn't 2 because when I pressed calibrate, it wasn't there. So I'm going to drop this down and now choose monitor 3. Press OK. Calibrate. We can see that it's not there. It showed up on this one here. So that's not correct. So we're going to press escape. And we're going to go to the next one. Monitor 4. Press OK. Again, press calibrate. As you can see, it lit up. The calibration screen is now showing on the proper device. So I'm just going to go ahead and calibrate this one. Press confirm. And then we're going to go to the next one. It's a cumbersome process, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. We're going to drop this down. Choose the third device. Again, now we know it's the 2 end ones, so I don't have to do as much running. I'm going to press calibrate, try to find it. So I'm going to walk down here. When I pressed the screen, it clicked. We got lucky too that time because when I pressed the screen, it clicked and the calibration screen was on that monitor. So we know that it's monitor 5. So now I'm just going to go ahead and press calibrate and complete the calibration on that screen. Okay, one more device. We now know it's the one at the far end on the right. So we're going to choose it here, drop this down, choose SJT4, which is the last one in the list. Again, that list may be, it's randomized every time the computer starts. So basically you just go through each one. You don't have to start with SJT1 or to just go through them top down. We're on the last one. I'm going to press calibrate, but I'm going to press calibrate just to confirm that it's that one down there. You can just I know it's this one. And again, we got lucky because the calibration screen is here. I'm going to go back and press escape just really quick because I don't think I touched the crosshair correct. And now I'm going to press calibrate one more time. The calibration screen is going to show. And now I just walk through and press each crosshair. Press confirm. Okay, the worst is done. That's the hardest process in this whole calibration scheme. Okay, so we're going to close this down here. And now lastly, we're going to start up the FLS software, which just does step 3. Double click on that. This comes up. Go ahead and show the screens, Kevin. You'll see that on the devices themselves, the login screens for each FLS are on them. Hopefully, as you see, this one's FLS Simulator 1. This one over here is FLS Sim 2. They're all correct. Hopefully they're all correct. 1 should be on the far right, 4 should be on the far left if you're facing the machines. If they're not correct, you have to press Setup Options and then press Calibrate Screen Wizard. You can do it manually here, but I made a screen wizard which should automate the process. When you click on that, this dialog up here pops up. The key here is that you if you're going to use I'll move this to the center. If you're going to use the calibration wizard, you have to calibrate each one. If you don't calibrate each one, if you quit early, you're going to get errors. So it's very, very important that you calibrate each one. So we're going to start with FLS1. We're going to click on it, and you're going to get another button here, or another screen that asks you, did the FLS screen display properly? What does that mean? Well, it means that we know, go ahead and show that screen down there. This is the far right. This is the simulator on the far right. We know that that's FLS1. So you go through and you look here and see if that's correct. Well, it is, FLS Sim 1. So it is correct. So back here on our screen, we're going to answer yes to the prompt. Did the FLS screen display properly? We're going to click yes. Let me get the lights. Now we're going to calibrate FLS2. So I'm going to click on FLS2. FLS2 is actually right here on my right side. This is the screen right here. All right, come back up here. So I'm going to click on FLS2. We're going to get that same dialog. Did the FLS screen display properly? Come down here. Show this one. This is FLS2. The answer is no, because there's nothing on this screen. So we're going to press no. We're going to answer no up here. And it's going to move it. Now it's asked the same question. Did the FLS screen display properly? Well, yes, it did. We see FLS screen 2. It's on the proper device. So I'm going to answer yes. We're going to move on to 3. Did the FLS screen display properly? Just kind of shine down there. That's 3, the one on the right over there. And no, it didn't. So just keep there. I'm going to press no. It didn't. Then it asks again, did it display properly? I'm going to press no. And as you can see, now it's down there. So did the FLS screen display properly? Yes. The answer is yes. Now we're going to do number 4. 4 is all the way down there in the end. I'm going to press no. It did not display. No, it did not display. No, it did not display. But now that it's there, I'm going to press yes. Okay. Come back here. So you can see we went through each button. We clicked on each button. It's very important that you calibrate each one. Now that that's done, you just press finished. And now they're ready to go. So you should have a FLS login screen on each device, and they all should be ready to go. That's how you calibrate the FLS machines. And when you're done, when you're done, it's also very, very, very important. Every day when you're done, that you click here, you close this form here, click on Start, shut down the machine here. The machine will shut down, and then lastly, you turn off that power supply. The one underneath the server. Right there. The one under the server. You just press the keyboard lock button, or the KBLK button, press it down, you'll see the power LED goes off, and now it's shut down. That completes this tutorial.